Hi, everybody. Do we have some Nintendo fans in here? Do we have anyone who's not a Nintendo fan in here? It's okay, because guess what? We're going to convert you today. Yay! We're very evangelical about our Nintendo. We love Nintendo. How many people were old enough to experience the Nintendo Entertainment System when it first came out? Ah, yay, we're old, right? How many people started on the Super Nintendo? That's okay, Super Nintendo. My favorite system of all time. Anyone agree with me? Wow, jeez. Boo. How many people had their first experience on the N64? Very good, very good. Yeah, Mario Kart, right? Mario Kart.
64.
Smash, right? Okay, well, 64. I'm a Super Nintendo Mario Kart guy. Don't tell anybody though. What about GameCube? That lovely system that everybody forgot about. I know, I love the GameCube. Hey, I'm just saying what people say. I'm just repeating. I love the GameCube. How many people are like infants and you started on the Wii? Anybody infants? How many just started on handhelds? Because Nintendo handhelds are awesome. Okay, that is completely acceptable. Well, first of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Brandon Specht. People know me as _Spectrum. I run a YouTube channel where I cover all the awesome things that are happening here in Orlando. I call it Indie Orlando. We also cover parks. What else do I do? Oh, I also do videos with my good buddy Matt here. We do a series called Game or Grub, where it's a take on the traditional Let's Play, where we play through a game we've never played before, and then we eat something we've never eaten before, and then we decide which is better, the food or the game. What are some of the highlights? What are some of the ones we did so far?
We did Echo the Dolphin versus the Swedish fish Oreo. Yeah.
You know what?
I think you already know the outcome.
You already know the outcome of that one. How many people played Echo the Dolphin? Not a Nintendo game, but still a very cool game, right? Wow! How about this? Good soundtrack. Oh yeah, thank you, much better. We recently played, did you know that there's a Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup that just came out? So, Reese's Pieces, we did Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup versus E.T. for the Atari. So that was good. I'm gonna let Matt take over for a minute while I turn on the camera.
So how this is going to work, this is basically going to be, at the end, a competition panel. So I'm going to be playing some NES tracks, let you guys kind of raise your hand, guess out what you think it is. And at the end, we're going to call up some volunteers, 3, who want to participate in the competition. It'll be a best of 5 rounds. All 3 of you, first place, second place, and third place, will win prizes that are provided up here. All of you will be escorted by Brandon over to the artist table, where you will be able to choose whatever print you want. These aren't the only selection. I mean, we're talking 30, 40, 50 plus different prints from Dragon Ball, old retro gaming, movies. I mean, you name it. These guys are phenomenal.
How many of you guys have been out to the vendor area so far? Yes, one of our vendors is, I heard Barrett Biggers. If you don't know Barrett Biggers, he is one of the artists out there. He does these phenomenal digital artworks. He is nice enough to offer us some cool prizes to some of our winners. Also, Sticker Dork. If you don't know Warren the Sticker Dork, he's totally awesome. He's one of the guys in the vendor room. Please check out his table. He's going to offer up some stickers for some of the winners. And then we actually have a prize that's going on right now that everybody in this room can participate in. Our good buddy Kenji, Robo Ono is the name he goes by. He has this really cool Nightmare Before Christmas print. And what we're going to do for that one is, on Matt's Cast Revive, he's part of a podcast called Cast Revive.
It's awesome!
It is awesome. If you go to the Cast Revive Facebook page right now, there's a question, and the question is,
what are some of your favorite games to play during the holidays?
And if you go on and answer that question at the end, I'm going to pick the best one. If I get service in this room,
yeah.
I'm going to go out and find out who the best one is, and somebody is going to walk away right from this panel room with this very cool picture that says, Buddy, Night Before Christmas. So that's an easy win for anybody who's interested. But yeah, like I said, I do a YouTube channel called _Spectrum. If you get a chance, check it out if you're someone who subscribes to stuff on YouTube. And that's how me and Matt have kind of gotten together, because of our love media and social media and all that stuff. And he is now a Twitcher. I don't know what the name is.
Live streamer, yes.
Live streamer, and he does the Cast Revive podcast. But the reason we got together is probably the same reason a lot of you guys are here, and a lot of the reasons why a lot of you guys have met some of the friends that you have is through our love of video games. Me and him, we both started out. I mean, he was more of a Genesis person, but I'm not going to get into that. But I grew up with the NES, and that's how we kind of got into it. And man, how many people here love video game music?
Yeah.
Give me a raise of hand. Who can tell me what's your favorite soundtrack, video game soundtrack? Back of the room. Final Fantasy VIII. Wow, that's Matt just fell in love with you. Favorite video game soundtrack?
It has to be Asura's Wrath.
Awesome. Say that out loud. I don't know what that one is.
It's called Asura's Wrath.
It sounds awesome. How about this young lady right here? Kingdom Hearts 2. I love that one. All right, we're gonna go two more. Here's one.
I'm gonna have to say the Banjo-Kazooie franchise.
Very good. Yeah, he just did that. We're gonna go one more. Sonic Adventure 2.
Love.
I'm sure we could talk about video game music for hours, and that's kind of what we're going to do for the next hour, is talk a little bit about video game music. How many people like the Final Fantasy series?
Woo!
Awesome. Well, Matt has a few things he'd like to talk about the Final Fantasy series, and I get to go sit down and play with the camera for a while.
Nice. So getting started, what game would you think, when somebody hears classic NES music, what's the first game you think people pops into their head?
Mega Man.
Interesting. Most people I've asked would be the classic Mario. And the great thing I love about Nintendo music is, I had the television, I had a ColecoVision stuff growing up, and back in the day, you had these sounds that just accompanied the gameplay and stuff like that, but it didn't really add any story or anything like that to it. But when Nintendo came out, they started adding these story elements to games. You had to create music that added an emotional feel to it. And I felt that Nintendo did that so well, and that moves into my favorite composer of all time, which is Yumatsu, who's known as from Final Fantasy. Well, a lot of people don't know. I'm going to play this track coming up, and I want you to let me know if you know what game this is, real quick. Do you have any guesses? Say it again. Blow fight now. Anybody else? That's incorrect. The name of this game is actually 3D World Runner. And this game was composed by
Space Harrier knockoff.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. And actually, Brandon, with it last year, you actually met Yumatsu, and you got an autograph.
I think it's 2 years ago at was it Nerdfest?
Nerdfest.
He was up there. So that's 2 years ago? Yeah.
So this game was actually created at the beginning of 1987, and leading up to the end of '87 was when he composed for the first Final Fantasy game, and really where he made the name for himself. And everybody knows where he goes from there. And he did some other works for. He did Lost Odyssey for the Xbox 360, which is a free download now if you have an Xbox subscription. Highly recommend getting it. Great soundtrack, really fun game. So what other games jump to mind when you guys think of it? Because I love all kinds of video game music, but I am specifically a retro gamer. So I mean, all these games are just fantastic. But like, when you think of like a nostalgic NES game, what is it that immediately just jumps to your head?
Super Metroid.
Mega Man games.
Battletoads.
Battletoads, fantastic. Battletoads is absolutely amazing. And some of the cool things about a lot of NES tracks that came out is a lot of tracks have been remixed by a lot of chiptune artists and that. So like for example, you have the iconic the prelude from the original Final Fantasy, which makes its way into, I would say, almost every Final Fantasy game in some way or another. And it's something so simple But it's just when you hear it, you just get hit with that nostalgic, that emotion. He's just such an awesome composer. So it's no wonder that in the gaming world he's made such an amazing name for himself. And then for example, in the original Final Fantasy, you also had this track, which was redone. And anybody know what game this was redone in? Yes. Final, which Final? This track was also redone in a later installment of Final Fantasy. Do you know which one that was?
6.
9. Mount Gullick. This track was redone for Final Fantasy 9. It's just great when they reuse these tracks. Obviously, some people had some strong ties to the original Final Fantasy. So every Final Fantasy game tends to build upon itself in some way. 9 also touched on a lot of elements from 7, and in terms of referencing Cloud and the weapon shop and stuff like that. So when you bring tracks in from earlier games, I feel that just has such a great impact. So I'm going to talk about a game that a lot of people don't really enjoy a whole lot, especially for its soundtrack, but it's one of my favorites. See if anybody knows what game this is. It's a very, very simple song. No. Anybody else? Wayne's World? This is 1942. And it just goes to show you that, the difference, I just played the Prelude from Final Fantasy, and this, the difference in the composition. You're not playing 1942 really for the soundtrack. You're playing for the war element and stuff like that, but I just think it's great. They both came out very close together, so it wasn't in terms of what technology was available, it's what could the composer bring to the table. So it's just, I don't know. I love this track. Some of my friends how can you sit there and drive in your car and blast this down I-4? It's I'm just one of those different people. I love 1942. So we're going to go ahead and move into the reason why you guys are here. We're going to go ahead and jump into some of this competition here. I'm going to start playing some songs. Okay, Brandon, I'm going to need your help with this. It's going to be the first person to raise their hand. We'll get a chance to just help, read out the names and stuff like that. So let's see here.
Please stop the music. Can we do that first?
Did you mean turn it up? Is that what you said? Turn it up?
It literally feels like I would rather go to the dentist and have someone drill my teeth.
We're gonna start with something that I
keep it going in the background.
It would be a little easy.
All right, I think this guy over here was first.
DuckTales, the Amazon.
That is correct.
Yeah, it was. If I hadn't put Mario Brothers 2 on here, DuckTales would have been the second choice.
All right, let's jump to this one. Punch out.
All right, let's go with the gentleman right here. Blue shirt says 85 and it has a Mario on it.
Nice.
Punch out.
Punch out.
And specifically, you remember when this plays in Punch Out? Can Track Jacket jump up here, Stan? Can you jump up here and do a little... Get right in that camera frame. Yeah, guys, go right
there
here.
There it is. Love it.
Very good, guys. Thank you. That was awesome. All right, who's got this one? I see a blue shirt right back there. Blaster Master. Very good.
One of my old co-hosts were left. This was his favorite soundtrack of all time. Was Blaster Master. Just every track in this game is near perfect in my eyes. And it's just, you don't find, I don't want to say it's difficult. I mean, games nowadays, I have trouble listening to, say, every track on a game now is just fantastic. Back then, granted, you had maybe 7, 8 tracks, as opposed to the 100, 150 that you have now with what the games are capable of doing.
And replay value was really important. If you had a really bad song, some of these boards, some of these old games, you play the same board over and over again because it's so freaking hard.
And that's one of the things we touched on is growing up, you may have one game that lasts you 3-4 months, and if the soundtrack blows, you're just like, this I can't.
That's right.
All right, let's move on to this track.
All right, this gentleman in the back who is so excited.
Woo! Ice Power, that's correct.
All right, I'm ready for the next one.
This one's really, really hard.
man. Black Jacket.
Super Mario Brothers. Not sure which entry.
Take a guess.
Come on.
It's NES, so it's one of three.
Say a number. 3.
All right.
Oh, wow. Is anybody else toes like digging into the ground as you wait? Like, come on, say 3. All right. Red hair, right back here. I'm sorry to call you red hair. That's really rude, but you have awesome hair. Balloon fight. Correct.
How many people got very frustrated with this game?
Right here.
Is there anybody who's played this game who did not get frustrated with this game?
What's the complaint about?
I mean,
I just don't have the coordination.
lightning shooting your balloon, fish jumping out of the water and eating you.
Fake architect for that.
All right, next track.
All right, this. Stan, what is it? Incorrect. Incorrect. All right, this gentleman in the gray shirt. Yes. It is Mega Man. Do you know which one? He says 4.
Incorrect.
Wavy arm.
Mega Man, Top Man.
There he goes. Wow. He actually sounded angry.
That's legit. Right
He
there.
was
Started
I'm
throwing
mad at
chairs.
myself.
I don't know. Oh my gosh.
And now this track I consider to be possibly the hardest NES game, at least for me, that I've never.
Next one?
Yeah, this next track.
All right, I'm ready. I think this was the Legend of Zelda mask back there, but I can't hear it because there's a mask on. I can't hear him. Castlevania? Oh, I'm sorry. All right, right here.
Good job. Who was actually beating this game? Like legit, no emulator, no cheating. Who was actually beating this game?
You are liars.
I need YouTube proof right now.
You are liars.
You
I
go
don't
through the
believe
game
it.
and you think you beat it, and it's like, oh, you got to go through the game again, and it's just going through the game one time is hard enough. But having to do it twice, that's just that's where rage quitting was invented. You can just snap their cartridges in half.
Yeah.
All right. See, let's get a good one here. Well, they've all been good. Here we go. Classic 2-player.
Oh man, this one's got the crowd thinking. All right, my buddy in the green shirt has an idea. What is it, buddy?
Incorrect.
Not Zombie Ate My Neighbors. Although, kudos for you for referencing the game. This gentleman right here in the black shirt.
That's correct. Good job, Akari Warrior.
This guy.
Very fun game to play in the arcade as well if you haven't played it on an arcade cabinet. Very, very interesting.
We would call him Akari for the rest of the
There you go. You're
of
welcome.
the panel.
You've earned the title.
And this game was actually, I'm going to play next, was actually remade, I would say, maybe a year or two ago. I got it on Steam recently. But one of the funnest games. There you go.
Is he getting harder?
It's a point-and-click adventure style game.
My gentleman friend in the blue hair.
What's the name?
Monster Mansion.
No,
Good
sir.
guess.
Good
Again,
guess, though.
points for reference. Let's go Stan. Oh.
Nightshade.
Incorrect. Good guess, though. Nope. Nope.
Uh-oh. He's getting angry at himself this time.
Forget Cinemassacre did this one.
I'll give you a hint. Begins with an S.
It begins with a letter.
Yeah,
And that
begins with the letter of the
is
alphabet.
S.
No phones and shit. The name of this game is Shadowgate.
Oh, that was a good one.
The one for the 64 is not worth playing or even mentioning. So
Wow.
if somebody does like that game, I apologize.
I'm gonna be honest, Matt. No one asked.
There was a sequel? What? All right, let's see here.
Us gamers, we get touchy about video games sometimes, don't we? Yeah. And sequels.
There we go. Now we see a bunch of hands.
All right.
No, yes, the original Legend of Zelda is correct. That is what you play.
That was a little
the
team
dungeons
effort there.
The dungeons.
No, that's okay. No, you're good. You're good.
What is there? Is this anyone's favorite Zelda out of all?
Wow, guys. Are we the oldest people in the room? Link to the Past. Anybody with me? Link to the Past.
Link to the Past for me, and then close to Zelda 2. I love Zelda 2. I know. Everybody's like, Ocarina of Time.
He's a weirdo. Zelda 2. What a weirdo.
Yeah, I'm one of the oddballs. That's okay though.
What a weirdo.
Let's see if anybody had the item to play this game.
I don't know this is a game. I just want to dance to this one. I saw the gentleman with the blue hair back again.
Okay.
He said Excite Bike.
No, incorrect. No, good guess.
But you're throwing out some really awesome games, sir. I do want to recommend you.
No, good guess though.
How about this young lady right back here?
Track and correct. Track and field.
Very nice.
The infamous power pad. Nobody actually used their feet on there, right? Everybody sat on the ground with their hands and created a rumble so bad it was shaking the windows in the house. It was that. Oh, I loved it though.
She's my new favorite person for knowing that one.
There you go. Good job.
She was waiting. She came to the panel and she was waiting for Snake Rattle Roll.
So this is gonna be a harder one. It's not the game you initially think of.
Uh-oh, Chris. I think Chris.
That is correct. Good job. Wow.
Chris.
Stage 6 as well, so it's later in the game.
Now I know why you walked in with an entourage.
When I first hear this track, it always reminds me of Contra, right out the gate. It's that Contra feel to it. Let's see. Sorry, about a couple more, and then we're going to start the actual competition. All the way to the back.
You got it. Yeah.
Wrecking Crew, that's right. And the cool thing about this game is, at a point on the level during the song, it always timed it with that fireball coming off the side of the screen. You always knew when that thing was going to pop up. It was awesome. If you had that memorized, you know where to avoid it.
Interesting side note, this is actually the music that plays when Stan walks down the street.
I completely agree with that. Let's see here.
Yeah, I totally do.
Very good. Tiny Toon Adventures.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I love to do.
Go ahead, pick that one.
Just shout it out.
Shout it out.
That's right. Swimming in Mario Brothers.
You better have firepower, that's all I got to say. If you don't have firepower, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to be the plumber that can breathe underwater. It doesn't matter.
Very good. Very good.
Jeez, Chris.
All right, this one is going to be for our gentleman right here in the front row. Let's see if he gets this one.
Man, Chris is on this again, but I want to go with this kid with the green hat right here.
That's right.
Oh, we should have picked you, the turtle guy. I'm sorry.
Who's actually beating this game? So people actually got past the damn part. We had to detonate the bombs.
She gets a high five again for beating turtles. I had that on save state at one point, and then I just gave up. I'm like, forget this.
Here we go.
That's on you. That was like 7, 8.
The red hat back there. Very good. And this song, from what I've read, is actually the most remixed song. Yes. Because with Bloody Tears, it's been in so. Yeah, it's
really?
It's such a good. And the thing
Listen to the Phantom
That's crazy.
version. It's got bells in it.
Really?
Yes.
I'll have to check that out. That's awesome.
But no drums.
And one of the things that amazes me is that, you know, Castlevania 2 did not do very well. I think when you had Mario 2, you had Zelda 2, you had Castlevania 2 that deviated from the original game that people just didn't enjoy it as much. But this track is probably the most well remembered out of all the Castlevania games. I just always found that so interesting.
This is the game actually did really good in Mega Man NES.
That's true. Mega Man 2 did build on it. That's one of the few sequels that really built on what the original was. That's why it's so much better game, yeah. I'm 4, but that's because I like Toad Man. Oh man, he's got it.
Very good. Very good. Out of all the Simpsons games, you picked the correct one too. The
Versus Space
Mutants. And these games were brutal. We actually did one of our videos.
So for those of you who showed up a little bit later in the panel, Matt is from Cast Survive. I'm from Retro_Spectrum on YouTube, and we worked together on this series we call Gamer Grubs, where we play a game and then we eat a food, and then we decide which is better. It's always something new. So we played this game, which is a hard game, Space Mutants, Parker Space Mutants. And then we had 7-Eleven's Slurpee donut. It was a donut that tasted like Slurpee, and surprisingly enough, Slurpee donuts were amazing.
I highly recommend trying it.
Yes.
Or at least watching the video.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Oh my gosh, I love this game. If Brittany gets this one, she gets a triple high five.
Oh my goodness. That is amazing. Good job. So the funny thing, we actually tried playing this game legit, and it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. It took us probably 3 hours, even with an actual walkthrough. How people did this when this game first came out, I mean, this even dwarfs the original Metroid in terms of its
If you try to convince me that you beat Goonies 2 without some sort of internet guide or something like that, I will call you a liar. Like many Nintendo games, it's just ridiculous that there was a point in time they expected anyone to get through it. Did you get through it? Brittany is crazy. Brittany's nuts.
No hands, I love it. A good side-scrolling RPG.
I just like
Very, very, very much like Zelda 2.
I like the Moogle dancing. Chris, go for it.
Very good. Good job. This game is very underrated as well. The gameplay and mechanics of this game, I absolutely love.
I actually saw the movie Xanadu once.
It's very close. It's what the movie's
I got on the rollerblading. Oh, you got a couple people. You got a couple people. I saw this gentleman in the back here.
There you go.
Thank you. See, when you're doing that, you need to stand in front of the whole group and do it. Yes.
I think the record for this game, I think, is just under 6 minutes or 5 minutes, something like that.
Right, and Stan, as you learned from Stan, that is a game about a monkey kicking people.
The game is a lot harder than it looks. I mean, it looks like it's very smooth. It's actually a very challenging game. Only having like 4 or 5 boards, it's actually really brutal. Let's see if anybody gets this one.
By the way, I have no idea. I'm just acting confident. I have no idea what this is.
Is it something Mario related?
Negative.
No. Never mind.
I'll be surprised.
Some of the people in the audience look like they're in pain right now. Like it's like their brain is almost there. We got one hand in the back, the gray shirt.
Nope. Good guess though. Anybody else?
Anybody else?
This is Gumshoe.
I was really hoping Brittany.
I put it here and not put it. I decided not to put it in the competition for that exact reason. It is I had to pick a really oddball out of this one. I'll do 2 more, and then we'll choose some people to come up. Nope.
All right.
Very back there.
Yeah, he is. Mega Man 1?
Yep. Do you know which enemy? Electman. Very good. Good job.
Very good.
All right. The final song before we start bring people up and start doing the competition here. No, good guess though.
It does have a Kirby sound to it now.
Adventures of Lolo. That is right. Good job.
Very cool.
Alrighty, so we want to go ahead and Brandon's got, I think, some people.
I do. I got some people ready. First off, Brian, you are definitely in for this competition. Can we get a hand for Brian? Second off, my girl Brittany. Because after this, I might marry her. We might snake, rattle, and roll right out of here. I don't know, that sounded bad actually. And then I started thinking about it.
Wait a minute.
Sometimes the words, when they come out of my mouth, they sound differently than they do in my head. And then, of course, Chris, just get up here. So just a reminder before we actually start the competition, everybody in this room, there's still a chance for you to win a prize. Especially for those of you who showed up late, we want to tell you about this. Our good buddy Robo Ono has this really cool Nightmare Before Christmas piece that says Bunny.
His voice now is amazing.
Who? Robo Ono's? Yeah, no, he's got a really deep voice. You should ask him to say Bunny. Yeah, you should ask him to say Bunny. But anyone in this room can win this piece. All you gotta do is go to my buddy Matt's Facebook page right now. It's Cast Revived. And he has it on his shirt. He'll stand up for a second.
Remember, business cards right there on the
Okay,
table.
yes, Cast Revive on Facebook. He has a question up there, and the question is?
What are some of your favorite games to play during the holidays?
And we already have a couple answers, and they are good ones. So if you want to enter as well, we're going to pick one of those at random and decide which one's is going to be the winner. And I'm going to check that out, and I'm going to actually ask my buddy Stan if he wants to come here and help us do the game show, so I can do two things at once.
So how this is going to work is I'm going to play a song for 10, 15 seconds, and it's not going to be who can guess it first. You will each get a chance to guess, and if you all get the right answer, you all get a point. It's going to be best of 5. So if you all get all 5 right, I would just keep going, tiebreaker rounds until we find out a victor here. So don't worry if you don't have it. You can wait until the song ends to come up with it. So you don't have to worry about jumping right on top of it. So we're going to start off with one of my favorite games of all time. Good luck.
No help from the audience.
Okay, so we'll do as you guys just tell me. I'll bring you over.
Whisper it quietly into Matt's ear.
Give it over to the audience. See if anybody knows.
Yeah, okay, over to the okay, right in the back there. Yep.
Double Dragon. Come on.
I'm gonna give you one
That
of these.
chiptune CD. Chiptopia featuring the M-Trip. That is yours.
That was the first stage from the original Double Dragon.
Your hint was me punching the air again.
It was such a good hint before. It had to come back. Or no, it was kicking before.
Yeah. Next track. I know it. Nothing? All right. It was Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. Yes.
Chippendale! Rescue Ranger! Chippendale!
They need to bring that show back.
I'm gonna borrow this piece. Well, they're doing DuckTales first.
I know. We need to do those.
Are they actually doing DuckTales?
Yeah.
Yes. And David Tennant is Scrooge.
Leo, you were ready to answer that one. It's like a SpongeBob movie over there.
Okay. Next track on the list. Anybody? I'll give you a hint. This is a sports game. During the intermission, you actually got to play a little bit of a Konami game. Okay. Please.
Rings of Steel.
Very good.
Falls appearing.
That was a nice hint.
Here, listen to him. Yeah, go ahead. Brittany says the snake rattle roll. It was DuckTales the Moon.
Covered in fan tracker.
You need heat. Also air.
That's also a track that's actually been remixed quite a
Oh,
lot.
man.
Excellent track.
Excellent game.
Let's see here.
That was a good lyrics video.
Move on to.
I'm going Brittany first. They got it.
Best level
Mega Man
ever.
3, Snake
Snake
Man.
Rattle. Mega Man 3, Snake Rattle and Roll.
She said Snake Rattle and Roll again. But we love her still.
Right animal, wrong game.
That's right. Yeah.
We have Chris at 4, Brian at 3, Brittany at 0. So let's see who's gonna.
It's a showdown.
Could this be Chris at 3 here?
They're going to 5. Oh.
I'm just gonna let this keep going. Brittany needs to get more into this music. We got two guys dancing. There we go. There we go.
Alright, ready?
Brittany, do you have any guesses?
Snake Rattle and Roll.
Yo, winner.
Batman level 2 and 5.
Wait, Batman first stage, Batman level 2 and 5.
It is the original Batman, yes. This one was the state, was the.
Is it the one with the purple suit?
Stage 1. Ooh! Ooh, time break.
I don't even think we required this stage, but man, you guys.
Dang, that's how you stay in the game.
You go that extra mile, I'll give you that. I'll give you
Yeah.
That was amazing. Wow.
Now I'm not sure who I'm going home with.
Is it time for the final showdown? Will Brittany come back because they stalled it?
Brittany,
You're still in it.
I'm still in it.
we just don't want old boys up here.
Little hint, my favorite track from this game, if that helps. Is your favorite track? Okay. It's my favorite track, so if that helps though. I'll let this play a little longer, because this next one is talking really good.
This guy in the crowd has an answer.
All right, we'll go in the crowd.
That's on
Do you know which
Zones.
level?
The best level ever everyone hates?
I think it's 6 or 5. Surf City. When you're on a little surfboard.
Yeah, see, I don't make it that far.
That is a fair response.
Yeah. Nobody does.
Okay, let's see here.
If you beat the turbo tunnels, you're a liar.
I think Dan got this one right.
Good try on this. Good job.
Another tie, which means we continue in the showdown. The ultimate. Brittany, I need you to get 6 real quick, straight.
Hey, I'm holding out for a Christmas miracle.
Hey.
I know this one! Oh my god! Sorry, I can't. But I know.
Just the answer is Justin Bailey.
But hey, Brittany got her first point, so let's give her a round of applause.
We know who's got the mother brains.
Clapping stops.
Ooh.
We all heard it. Wait. All three. All three? Yeah. All right. So it's not 6 levels. This is Ninja Gaiden.
Oh. What level is this from?
The first stage.
Oh, baby. There's no excuse. You could actually reach this one.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here.
do guesses. We gotta do guesses to see if anyone can get it. Give me a guess.
Head shakers are high. It's all down to a guess. But who will win the day?
Chris, you got a guess for me, bud? I don't think that's a hint. We don't give hints. Not the competition stage.
It's the Reading Rainbow theme.
Thanks, Lamar.
No one guessed it? That was Russian Attack.
Russian Attack. Hey, doesn't somebody here speedrun that game? Check out Matty J. What's your Twitch handle?
Matty J 311.
Matty J311 on Twitch. You can see Russian Attack speedrun and other things like that. Woo!
Let's see
Maybe you'll know the name of the song.
No, this isn't the next one, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just playing music while I'm trying to look for some goodies.
Segway.
Let's look for...
Come back to
I know it, but I'm blanking. I'm blanking. I know it, but I'm blanking. Okay.
The answer was Donkey Kong Jr.
Woo! The tie
Reading
continues.
was close, though. I want to stress that.
Okay.
Really? Skip it.
These guys are too good.
These are. This is all the work. Let's see here.
Zelda 2.
Overworld.
Oh my god.
Get away, guys. Any other guesses, boys? She guessed Metal Gear. The comeback will begin.
Could this be it?
And he's correct.
And after a long, harrowing battle, we finally have a champion.
I want to thank Stan for coming up here and helping us be our third wheel. No, he actually helped out a lot. That was good. Thank you, buddy.
Baby, I love tricycles.
All right. Just so you know, each of you guys will be walking home with a surprise. I'm going to walk you through the vendor room, and we're going to grab some cool stuff. Even you, Brittany, because I think you're the coolest one who's up here. Got it! So make sure you stick around. And while Matt's finishing out, I'm going to check out to see who our winner was for the Cast Revive contest.
So thank you guys again for coming out. We really, really appreciate you joining us in this little craziness that is Nintendo NES Step 2. So we hope you guys had a good time, and like Brandon said, check him out on YouTube at retro_spectrum, and myself on Twitch, Matty J311, and Cast Revive. You can find us on iTunes, Shout Engine, all of the good, lovely social media sites.
Do we have someone named Vincent here?
Yo.
Vincent! Who likes to play Home Alone at Christmas time?
There you go.
Vincent is the winner! Woohoo! Alright, and as I said before, thank you guys so much. Cast Revive, Retro Spectrum, thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your Holiday Matsuri, and have a great holiday, guys.
And if you're a winner, stick around so we can walk you through.